The battle for the top 6 continues over the next couple of weeks, but Dundee only needs 6 points to guarantee their spot in the top half of the table. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. It's pretty much Dundee versus Hibernian at this stage to see who will get into the top 6. Motherwell and Aberdeen have a mathematical chance of getting in there, but a realistic chance of no chance in hell, as Vince McMahon would say. But forget about Vince. He's too busy shiting on people's heads. Fog Football are going to tell you exactly what chance we're giving both these clubs, both Dundee and Hibernian. So what we're going to do is we are going to go through the remaining 3 fixtures for Dundee, the remaining 2 fixtures for Hibernian. We're going to predict the outcome in their matches, and we will see who ends up in front.
We're going to see who's going to do it. Dundee deserve it, but could Hibs sneak over the line? We're going to have to go back to match day 30 though, because Dundee have a shite pitch.
Yes, they do have a shite pitch, and it cost a cancellation, but yeah,
not just one cancellation.
Yeah, I think it's like 4 for the past year now, so that ain't good. But we are only going to predict the Hibs and Dundee games, because that's probably the only games worth predicting, so there's no point wasting time going through the other matches. We simply are here to see who's going to finish 6th, or at least who's going to get in to the top 6. I did say that neither team will be able to catch Kilmarnock or St Mirren. However, I mean, looking at the league table, maybe that's not exactly true. I mean, they're not a million miles away, and we do give a lot of credit to Kilmarnock and St Mirren, but I would say on this channel we're probably giving more credit to Kilmarnock. Do we need to give Dundee more credit and Tony Docherty? The fact that they're 6 points behind Kelly with a game in hand, it's unlikely they're going to pick up points in that game in hand, but they still could. And even if they don't, I think 6 points, considering they're newly promoted, the last few times they've come up, they've went straight back down. They brought in a lot of signings, changed the entire team around, and Dundee are fighting right up in the top half. So I think Dundee deserve a lot of credit this season.
Trust me, if Dundee get points at the next game, I'll give them less credit if they don't. So, aye, let's talk about it.
Do you think they deserve credit, though?
No, they do.
Are they the dark horses?
No, I think Dundee's probably had the best season so far this season.
Hugh Evans was asked if Dundee get into the top 6, can Tony Docherty be manager of the year? And he says no. He says the manager of the year will either be Philippe Clement or Brendan Rodgers. And he says whoever wins the league will be manager of the year. Is that see if Rangers lose the league on goal difference, does Brendan Rodgers really deserve manager of the year because he had an 8-point gap over Clement coming in? I don't think so.
No. I
think for Brendan Rodgers to win manager of the year, he needs to at least do the double. Yeah. At least.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, I think, if we're just looking at the league, I actually don't see a scenario where Brendan Rodgers deserves it.
Yeah, but, so Hugh Evans has this belief that to be the manager of the year, you can only really do it if you're the Celtic or Rangers manager, because whoever wins the league should get that title.
Hugh Evans is on crack.
I'm not buying that.
What sort of cracks in his glasses?
I'm not buying that. I think there is, at the moment, there's multiple managers you could give manager of the year to.
Yeah. I mean, I think you could look at
I'm thinking
Clement.
I'm thinking Clement. I'm thinking Naismith. I'm thinking McKinns. And I'm thinking Tony Docherty.
Yeah, and that ain't an agenda against Rodgers, by the way, because you know what? He's blew a lead.
And even though it would be hard to put him in consideration, but if they have a good end to the season and they steer their way clear at the bottom of the table, I think you could also give Don Cowie an honourable mention. But for me, those managers have all been more impressive than Brendan Rodgers, and I think it would take a lot for me to change my mind and put Brendan Rodgers above them. But anyway, we're not here to talk about Brendan Rodgers, we're here to talk about Dundee and Hibs. So let's move on to match day 32. First of all...
30, actually.
No, because match day 32 is happening next, so aye. That's how we're doing it in order of fixtures.
That's very pish.
How's it very pish?
I think we should get the game in hand.
Dundee versus Rangers is happening in between 32 and 33. So why would we do that prediction first? That doesn't make any sense.
Because it's first.
No, because it's not really.
Well, see, in this timeline, Dundee don't have fucking shite pitches and grounds.
Well, that may as well be match day 32.5, alright?
Right, we're changing the timeline then.
Here we go. This is it. 6th of April, we have Dundee taking on Motherwell at Dens Park. Hopefully, fingers crossed, the game goes ahead. I think Motherwell are running out of steam lately. They are not exactly picking up results, are not really firing on all cylinders either. I think that's a very winnable game for Dundee. I think they will be up for it. I think they will know that Hibernian have also got a pretty winnable game. And I actually think that Dundee will get a win against Motherwell.
Yeah, I'll go 2-1. I think Dundee will win. Motherwell...
That's exactly what I was going to go for.
They're just not up to much, Motherwell.
They're not up to much. So I'm going...
They're over the line. They're not going down. Well, I mean, it's close enough, but Dundee's getting the win.
I just think St Johnstone are too poor to really bring anybody into that relegation battle. And speaking of St Johnstone being poor, I would be pretty surprised if Hibernian don't have enough to put them away.
If Hibs don't beat them, man, you've got to question Nick Montgomery.
Yeah,
I've questioned him all season. I think people are fucking... I think he's actually lucky the fact that, like, Aberdeen are so shite.
Yeah, I think Hibs have to beat St Johnstone.
Yeah, I think the same too.
I'll go 2-0.
I'll go 3-0.
3-0. We'll call it 2-0, even though you went 3-0. I don't think there'll be much of a difference. Scoreline, perhaps.
It's weird
right.
How we're not talking about that game Botman match day 32.
Any other time this would be a massive talking point, but not right now.
Let's look at the league
So
table.
we're going to calculate it, and as you can see, nothing really changes because we predict both Dundee and Hibs to win. Now, keep in mind, we're not counting the Kilmarnock or St Mirren here. So
I was going to say, because they both could end up in the top six.
Yeah, they're getting caught. We're only factoring in Dundee and Hibernian. So doesn't matter which position this league table has them in. Whoever finishes higher, Dundee or Hibernian, that will be the team that gets into the top six because we're not calculating the results of the other sides. It's important to remember that. Right, let's move into match day 30 or 32.5 as we're going to call it. Dundee versus Rangers, 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock? What the hell? 8 o'clock kickoff. I think this will be a tough game for Rangers, but I think they'll win it. I think they'll... I'm going to say a narrow win for Rangers. I know last time they beat them 5-0. Dundee's on good form right now. I don't see them losing 5-0, but I do see Rangers just being too good for them. Rangers in the title fight, I just don't really see them dropping points against Dundee.
Same. I'm going to go...
I'm thinking 2-1.
2-0.
2-0?
2-0, 2-1. It doesn't really matter.
Well, I gave you the scoreline. I gave me the scoreline, so I'll give you the scoreline. I'm going to go 2-0 Rangers. I think they'll win, but I don't think they'll blow them away by any means necessary. We calculate that, and again, nothing really changes apart from the goal difference. So we have it, Dundee and Hibernian going into the last fixture of the pre-split with, 1 point in it. So this going to be absolutely massive. And on match day 33, we have Dundee away to Aberdeen and Hibernian away to Motherwell. So I would say that both games there pretty even for Dundee and Hibs. I'd say it's similar.
They are pretty even, but if Aberdeen turned it around though, or is it shitey luck? I think it's a bit of shitey luck.
I thought they were pissing the boat.
But
the last couple of wins they've got have both been very fluky and they haven't deserved either of them. And you've got to factor in, they were against teams down the bottom half of the table as well.
I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw between Aberdeen and Dundee.
I can see that at Pittodrie. I think it'd be a tough place for Dundee to go and win, so we'll go with a 1-1 draw. And that leaves us the last game, so...
Hibs need to win.
We're going to calculate that game there. Boom. So that would put Dundee 2 points now ahead of Hibs. And for Hibs to do this, for Hibs to get into the top six, they need to beat Motherwell at Fir Park. Do you think it's happening?
No, I think it's going to be another draw. I'm going to go 2 each. But you can disagree.
No, I think Motherwell at home are good for a draw.
Aye, we'll go 2 each then.
We'll go 2-2. And that means, by our calculations, Dundee will finish pretty much as it is right now.
Which I think it will finish.
We predict Hibernian to pick up 4 points out of 6. We're predicting Dundee to pick up 4 points out of 9. And if things stay the way that is, that would mean that Dundee get into the top 6 ahead of Hibernian. So, yeah, our prediction is Dundee, but who knows, we've been wrong before, we'll probably be wrong again, and it could be, Dundee will be hoping it's not on this occasion, but yeah, guys, who knows, there's our predictions. Dundee getting into the top 6, Hibernian just missing out. Does Nick Montgomery deserve another go? If Hibs do miss out, is it all about rebuilding and try and get better for next season? Has there been improvements at Hibs? Are they heading in the right direction, or would you say they're just kind of there?
I think he does deserve another go, even though I've just buried them, right? But I think Hibs went through too many managers. They need to give this guy another year.
Like, I don't think he deserves sacked or anything, but I wouldn't say if I was a Hibs fan, I wouldn't be overly optimistic going into next season.
No.
I wouldn't be thinking, right, this is our season.
When did Hibs last think that?
I'd say under Lennon. And
Under
maybe
Lennon.
Jack Ross for a bit. There was
boy.
a wee bit of expectation under Ross, but I don't know.
Ross.
Since then, it's no been great. But should we do predictions for Livy going down, or is that...
No, fuck living.
That case is closed. Anyway, guys, this video's closed. We'll catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.